Hello, all of you beautiful humans. Welcome, 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 welcome to Menopause and Madness. I am your host, April Rain, and welcome to Herbal Talks. How are we all doing today? How are you all feeling? Today we're going to be talking about this earring is driving me nuts. No, we're not going to talk about that, but it's driving me nuts because it keeps going the wrong way. And if it keeps doing that, I'm just going to take it off because I'm not even having that right now. Today, we're going to be talking about your basic humdrum culinary herbs like garlic and ginger and sage and cayenne and let's see. Oh, mustard. I even wanted to put mustard in there. Now, I know there are a lot of you out there that already know the information that I'm going to be speaking about today, but there are also a lot of you out there that don't know hardly anything about or nothing at all. And I am here to help guide you to herbs that can help supplement your body. I also have a couple of really good books. They are books for beginners, or they're not necessarily just for beginners, but they are great for beginners. And I wish I had thought of them. I did um, a book video a while back, and I wasn't really thinking too much. I was still just trying to figure this out and figure out how I was going to be doing this because, as I've said before, there are so many things that I cannot talk about. And there is a lot of changes going on with YouTube, and it seems that they are going after people like me that speak about um, herbal therapies and, alternative medicines. Now, I want you to know straight up that I do believe in Western medicine. Now, I don't believe in all of it, and I definitely don't believe in the pharmaceutical companies. I know there's a lot of good medications out there that do help people, but I also know that the pharmaceutical companies are out there just to make a buck or a billion of them, and they've hurt a lot of people. And food is medicine. I love that. I love saying that. Um, excuse me, I do have a little bit of congestion myself, and yes, I have been taking some garlic and ginger. But getting back to food is medicine because you just eat it. If we were to be eating the way we were meant to eat, food would be our medicine, and healthcare would be healthcare and not sick care. Now, I don't, we don't talk politics or anything like that here. It's really hard not to when it comes to speaking about specific, herbal things because of everything that is going on in this world between Western medicine and Eastern medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, and there's so much to it. You can actually go back and Google when the American Medical Association started and learn about that and learn how there was a specific person that said no, no more herbal therapies, no more medicine, no more herbal uses at all. And it was so that the medical association and pharmaceutical companies can make money because there is no money if people aren't sick. Okay. Um, if you don't agree with me, I understand. We can just agree to disagree. Please don't come at me with the hate. I have researched into this for years, and I know I could go on, but then it gets political and then it turns into division and something that we just don't want here, right? We don't want that here. So, as I said, I have a couple of books. The first book is called Alchemy of Herbs, and it is by Rosalie D. Foray, and she is an amazing herbalist. She is an amazing herbalist. This is her right here. And I will put a link down in the description box of her YouTube channel. She has a YouTube channel. She does amazing interviews with I can't even, amazing, wonderful, um, genius herbalists about every kind of herb that you could imagine. Rosalie DeFore is one of my very favorite herbalists, and I have learned so much from her. And she is here in Washington too. How great is that? But she is world traveled. She is just an amazing human, and that's where it starts, right? Amazing human. So you have Alchemy of Herbs. Now this book, it goes into every every kind of popular herb that you can think of. And then not only does it tell you about it, she gives you recipes on how to cook with all of it. I mean, amazing, beautiful, wonderful, tasty, awesome recipes. And I have tried a couple. I have tried a couple, but there are gorgeous illustrations, or not illustrations, photos. And this is the herb I'll be talking about, or spice, cayenne. I use cayenne very often. It is warming and drying. The herbs that I will be talking about today, which is, as I said, garlic and ginger and sage and mustard and cayenne, they are all warming and drying. Which, if you think about it, say you've got you're cold, you got the you're cold inside, and you, like me right now, I am got the loose phlegm. So drying will dry that up. And thyme is another one that does it. Garlic does it. Sage does it. Mustard does it. They're all great. And they're all, most of the time, for a lot of people, they are in your kitchen. And so, saying that food is medicine right there explains it all. And I just can't express how true that is. Now, when I talk about first, before I go into this, I already went into it, but before I go into this video is not to treat, cure, or diagnose any disease. I am not a doctor. I do not have a PhD. I am a herbalist. I have certifications from a couple different courses that I have taken. That does not make me any kind of lettered herbalist. That I just want to be clear and transparent with that. There is a lot that goes with it because, bottom line, herbalism is illegal. So you can look more into that and the whys and that. But I believe that everybody should at least learn the basics. The basics. You have a fever. Your child has a fever. What can you do for that without having to run to an urgent care and then them putting you on some kind of crazy antibiotics? you know um for the minor type of ailments like sore throat, congestion, tummy issues, constipation, diarrhea, all this kind of thing can be helped with plant medicine. And like I have said before, I get so nervous. I want to put this information out there. I want to guide you, but I don't want like my channel taken down, or um, you know, I don't want that kind of repercussion. And it's actually happening every day. But if it does happen that I am not here anymore, you will most likely find me over at Rumble, or I will start another channel, or there will be a way to find me. I can assure you of that. I'm not just going to go away that easy. I know I may not be for everybody, but for those that I am, baby, you'll find me. Okay? So back to this Alchemy of Herbs. This book is, I believe it's It's on Amazon, and I think you can get it for like between $9 and $13. And this is an amazing book. I will put the link in my description. I will put a link to Rosalie's YouTube page in my description. Another book I want to talk about is by Thomas Easley, and this is the Modern Herbal Dispensatory. The Modern Herbal Dispensatory. Look at those great pictures. Now, this is it's a must have book. This is one of those, you got to have it. It's like, you keep it in your kitchen with you at all times. This has hundreds of herbs, and you get formulas and dosages. And he also teaches you how to, when you make a tincture, how to ratio it out, how to do it. There's a couple different ways you can make tinctures. You can do it the folk method, or you can do it the mathematical method. Most of the time, depending on what kind of tincture I am making, I do the folk method because it's very easy. If it is something like cayenne or thyme, then I, have a quart jar. I fill it 3/4 full. The rest with alcohol. You have to make sure it's covering the top. I will get more into making tinctures soon. I just am trying to go slow enough for people that don't know anything. And that is also with this herbal video. I would like it if you would put questions down in the comment section. A question, any question about, as long as it's like a herbal question, plant medicine question, plants, um, any kind of question like that. And I will pick 10 to 15 of those questions to answer next week. And I will answer them thoroughly, accurately, and, now there is, if say, if you have a chronic illness. Now, when it comes to questions about what you should do about this or that, that's where it comes down to, we need to have a consultation, because if you're on any kind of pharmaceuticals, that stops it right there. It stops the conversation in the comments, because you need a longer, more thorough chat with me. If you take any kind of medications over the counter, if you're already on herbal therapies, then when you ask me a question like, what can I do for this chronic ailment, but you are taking something, say it's for inflammation. Now, for inflammation, you can use garlic. Garlic is something I use for inflammation. Ginger is what I use for inflammation. My whole body is full of inflammation because of the injury, the kind of injury and the degenerative disease that I have. um, I have a very severe uh, neurodegenerative disease that's through my back and my legs, and it causes all kinds of problems, all kinds of problems. I'm actually supposed to be having a surgery already, but I'm not trying. I'm just, surgery scare the hell out of me. And I've already had one surgery on my back. So I do try to take it easy, because they tell me that I could lose the use of my legs, and I don't want that either. But it's just not a great time to be having a surgery, especially a surgery like that. But so the questions that you ask would need to be more about the herbs and not your personal condition, unless you are not taking any kind of pharmaceuticals for that condition. Because just taking, say you are taking blood thinners, that kind of, you need a more intensive chat to find other things, because things like garlic and ginger and cayenne all are blood thinners. So I don't want you bleeding out, you don't want you bleeding out, you understand? So it's very, very important that if you are on any kind of pharmaceuticals, if you want to talk to me about any kind of therapy, it would be better that you do that in an email. And I will most likely tell you the same thing I have just said, that, that I can't, if you are under the care of a physician for a chronic or terminal illness, then honestly, our chat could be very informative, but I cannot take the place of your doctor or your specialist, or your healthcare professional if you are already under care for something that is chronic. Now, there are, ifs, ands, or buts with that. That's where we would need to discuss. I do take a pharmaceutical. Um, I don't want to say, but it's different for me, but it is, because, okay, let's look at it like this. See, I have to take a beta blocker because I have an arrhythmia, and I've had it since I was 19. And I've been on the beta blocker for so many years that I can wean off of it. And I know I can. Hawthorn, hawthorn berries and hawthorn leaves are, it's a heart tonic. It is amazing for ailments of the heart. It's amazing for opening up your heart chakra. Hawthorn is just, she is the mother herb. She is amazing. Now, if I wanted to wean off my beta blocker, gosh, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be talking about this. I could. So I'm speaking for my own self. I could wean off of that beta blocker, and then, because I'm not like an AFib or anything like that, and as far as I know, my arrhythmia is still benign, then I would go ahead and start a herbal therapy with hawthorn. But until that would be all out of my system, I could not do that, because then I've got the beta blocker, and then I've got this other heart medicine, heart tonic, that is doing the same thing. So then you're overloaded with the type of what you're doing to your body. I hope that really makes sense. Because like I said, I get nervous when it comes to, you know, what I can say and what I can't say. And, even if I'm speaking about something as, trivial to some as garlic, to me, garlic is way up here. Garlic and cayenne and ginger are like my three favorite, but it's because is what I take. I don't take all three of them every single day. I do take my tinctures in cycles. That's kind of the way you are supposed to take them. You're not supposed to just have 100 tinctures, or, and you can also make herbal oxymels. You can make herbal vinegars. There is glycerites, which you are putting your herbs in glycerin. The only reason I don't make those is because when you put herbs in alcohol, they will last basically forever. You tincture them and strain them, and you bottle them, and they will last basically forever. Now, glycerites don't, but all of those are glycerites are amazing for children's tinctures. Glycerites. There are herbal vinegars, which are amazing, and oxymels, and there's so many different kinds of preparations, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just get back to garlic and ginger and mustard and sage and cayenne. And I think there was another one I wanted to talk about: rosemary. Now, they are all warming. My glasses, I was gonna clean them in between making videos, but I forgot. um the garlic, ginger, thyme, rosemary, sage, and cayenne are all warming and drying. So when you think of that wet, sloppy cough or the congestion, that's a wet. That is considered wet. So, the garlic and the ginger. When it comes to like what I'm taking right now for my little bit of congestion, is I'm just taking like a half a dropper of ginger, a half a dropper of garlic, and it's throughout the day. I don't take them at the same time. Now with cayenne, I take that differently because for one, I make an amazing cayenne and it is super hot. Now, the way I take it is I put drops under my tongue. Now, putting the drops, the tinctures under your tongue just helps it get through your bloodstream faster. It's also tinctures, what I love about them is that instead of taking a pill form supplement, the kind that your body just kind of pees out, you don't really get that absorption. With tinctures, your body absorbs it all. So I love to do chickweed tinctures for that. Chickweed, yes, the stuff that grows all around outside. It is chock full of vitamins and minerals and micronutrients, and it is so good for you. I actually love chickweed because to me it tastes like peas, like pea pods. And I will take that and you wash it, put it into a salad, and it is so yummy. I love it. I wish it was more normalized for people to do this because they don't realize what they're missing out on. Chickweed is really good. And I also use it in my balm. Chickweed is amazing for skin. And see, here I am. I'm supposed to be talking about these kitchen herbs, and I'm talking about chickweed. Chickweed was one of the first herbs that I was introduced to and I started working with, and I started, building a relationship with her. And part of that is you're tasting them, you're smelling them, you're using all of your senses with these plants. So you don't just see this plant, herb, spice, and put it in your mouth and expect it to do something. You literally are building a relationship with this plant medicine, and it's a beautiful thing. And as hokey as it may sound to some of you, it's really beautiful. And that's what I hope. I hope that I can make someone who thinks that this is hokey and blah 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 think twice about that, and maybe get some interest and do some research and do some trying, do some cooking, do some tasting, do some make a tincture and see how it makes you feel. There is a lot of stuff that I cannot talk about, and with cayenne, it being one of my favorites, and ginger and garlic, there are things that I cannot talk about here with you and that are phenomenal with these plants. There are experiences. Dr. John Christopher, he was an amazing herbalist, and I had spoken about his book in the last video, where there was a while ago where I had talked about some books. Well, Dr. John Christopher, he talks about cayenne and the things that he has done with it and the experiences he's had, and is amazing. It's beyond amazing. And excuse me while I take a sip, please. Mm, good stuff. But his book is another one by Dr. John Christopher, and oh, I'm telling you, I love talking about. I keep going off though. I keep going off, but when I'm talking about plants, it is like the happiest moments. I just want to go pick some and just be like, love these, love these. There, I will have videos. I will have like Rosalie DeFore, who explains herbs because she is a master herbalist. Also, Danu's Irish Herb Garden with Terry. She is one of my very favorite YouTube herbalists. She is amazing. I love her, and she explains it. She, they're both brilliant. They're brilliant teachers. They both are teachers, and they're brilliant teachers. Actually, Rosalie DeFore has taught at the Herbal Academy, which is the school that I am currently doing coursework for. And they're both amazing. And I will have them down in the description box along with the herbs that we have talked about today so that you can go check them out, along with these books. Now this book, this one, he shows you the formulas. He shows you the formulas. He shows you how to formulate your own tinctures and glycerites and herbal preparations. It is an amazing book. It is economical. I do believe it is around between $13 and $14. It is a great book. I will have it down in the description box along with this one. Do I have it upside right? Okay. Which is The Alchemy of Herbs. And this one has so many great recipes, y'all. There are so, I mean, and I'm not like a master cook or anything, but it's like, you know, herbalists can make these amazing. I think a lot about the treats, okay? Because lavender makes really awesome, like lavender bars and lavender cookies, and everything that's used in these types of things are healthy food, and they are yummy. They are yummy, yummy. I can't even express. And I'm someone who would be like, you know, I think I'll no. It's amazing food. And you think about when you make vinegars for your salads or vinegars for whatever you use. These vinegars, you put thyme, and you put, and I mean, I'm talking about the herb thyme and garlic and that, and it's raw and it's fresh, and you're you're pouring medicine on your food. You know what I mean? You are literally taking in antibacterial properties, oh antifungal and microbial properties. You're taking these into your body, and it's helping to bring balance to your body, to bring homeostasis to your body. And that is what we want, right? That is what we want. We want to have balance. We don't want to be sick all of the time, and that is again where I say that food is medicine. Now, let me get this. I pretty much said, okay, because garlic and thyme, mustard, rosemary, sage, and cayenne are all warming and drying. Sage is another one that is really, really good for sore throats and coughs. You can make a gargle out of sage. Sage does so much more than just, add flavor to your turkey and the stuffing. You know what I mean? Sage is amazing itself. And rosemary, of course, rosemary being aromatic, it helps with the memory just by smelling it. Just by smelling it. And that is something that a lot of you already know. But rosemary is also warming, it's also antibacterial, it's antifungal. It is a really great herb. I love rosemary because, of course, I love how it smells, right? And of course, I will dry it out. I pulverize it because I don't like the whole pieces of rosemary on my chicken. I make it powder in the mortar and pestle, and then I powder it on. And to me, it's so much better, because I don't like that sticky, sticky, stick like, texture or whatever, So, oh, also the with all of these, tend to help the body with arthritis and joint muscle pain, especially ginger. And the way that it does that is because of the anti-inflammatory properties. Because inflammation is what is in our body that is causing this pain. You get rid of the inflammation, then you're not in so much pain, right? And I think a lot of you with arthritis already know this, and ginger is amazing for that. And it can come down to um, eating ginger raw. I know it can be strong. It is strong and pungent, but you don't have to eat very much of it. I make a tincture, and I'm telling you, the tincture is way worse than just eating. A lot of people just like to eat it or stir fries. If you're making a stir fry, the thing I suggest though is that when you cook these root vegetables and that kind of thing, I leave mine a little bit raw. because I don't want to cook out all of the medicinal properties. He will do that. That is why a raw food diet is said to be, the best. And I don't, yeah, okay. I love my raw vegetables, and we bake a lot of our food. So we bake our vegetables. We sprinkle or spray olive oil, seasoning, and then they get baked. And, and that's how we love our vegetables. We don't put them in water and boil them because that just boils out all of any kind of vitamins and stuff that is in there. But just think the next time you're cooking dinner and you're using garlic. Um, I don't recommend garlic salt because it's a salt, sodium, it's not good for you. Garlic powder is way better. I prefer fresh garlic. But if you can't get, fresh garlic for whatever reason, garlic powder, which is pretty cheap, you can go to like at a grocery outlet and get it for less than $1. Dollar Tree, all these places you can get like garlic powder really cheap. Also, minced garlic. Honestly, I just, grow some garlic, throw some garlic in the winter out, and it does take a while for it to grow, but once it does, you have your own garlic. I mean, I put garlic in everything. Lonnie does too. We love garlic in everything. And of course, I take the tincture. Ginger, I don't like the taste of ginger. Now, I had a good friend who made a ginger and pineapple kombucha, and she made it she made it, and it was so amazing. It was so amazing. I loved it. I've looked into and want to start making my own kombucha because I do drink it. I do like it. The thing is, people will drink kombucha like it's water. That's not how you're supposed to drink kombucha. You're only supposed to have so much because it is good for you, but everything in moderation, right? Everything in moderation. So I can't even tell you how long it took me to learn that, right? To learn that, like, without having the guidance that I should have had when I was younger to be able to teach me about moderation and all that kind of thing. But yes, sage is so beautiful. That's what I was going to say, because sage is also good for hot flashes. So ladies, we always talking about how much we hate those damn hot flashes. Stick a piece of sage in your mouth, and they are really known for that. And what's crazy is I did not know that. Well, I know that now, but I did not know that, like, a couple years ago. So, and that's why I'm saying you are forever learning with herbalism. You can, you go your whole lifetime, even starting as a child, and you still don't learn everything. But knowing that you have just a second. Oh my gosh, that scared the crap out of me. Did it scare you too? He does that. He hears something and then he all of a sudden barks like really loud, and it's like scares the crap out of me. Anyway, sage is good for hot flashes. It's really good for sore throats, digestion. It's really great for digestion. So yeah, when you are putting sage in your stuffing at around Thanksgiving, then it is helping you digest that big old meal that you just ate, right? um cayenne, even if you don't like spicy stuff, cayenne in small little doses does so much. Um, off the top of my head, it's really good for your circulation, your heart disease. But that is not telling anybody that has heart disease to go out and have a whole bunch of cayenne or any cayenne whatsoever, especially if you are under a health provider and their direction. Please do not do that. Um, you slowly can learn about this. And, you know, a lot of doctors, I can't say a lot because it's not really a lot. It's not a lot. there are a few doctors out there that are willing to integrate Western and Eastern medicine and Ayurvedic uh, herbalism. And I know because I had one until she decided to retire. And there are some out there, and I know, believe me, I know how hard it is to find a doctor, a good doctor, and a doctor that will actually listen to you. But if you're interested and you are not on any kind of pharmaceuticals, then you can start. You can start going on your herbal path. And I can be here to help direct you. That's what I'm here for. So I think I've talked enough. I will have these books, both of these books. I love these books. Thomas Easley and Rosalie DeFore. They are amazing, amazing herbalists. And these books will get you on your way to balance. Let's just say that, to balance. I will also have more about these herbs that we talked about in the description box. I really appreciate y'all coming and hanging out and doing this little herb talk and letting me talk about herbs to you. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Questions about anything, any questions that aren't formed in starting with the sentence, I have this chronic condition. What can I do about it? Um, if that is the case, please email me. Email me and we can talk a little more in depth and I can explain to you more about the situations and possibilities of whatever. Just those will need to be in the email, but I would like it if you would please questions. Lots of questions about any plants, anything. It doesn't have to be just about the plants that we've discussed. Boo. That's enough. And I will pick 10 to 15 questions to answer thoroughly and accurately in next week's Herbal Talks. So please get me those questions and do some research. Do some Google. Do yourself a favor. Do your family a favor. Um I'm really grateful. You hear Boo is over there chirping. He's just about to drive me nutty buddy. Um Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your curiosity. I love every single one of you so very much. Thank you. And please remember, please always be kind, humans.